All right, we are recording, and this is a very special TeamMADE International call because it is with my business bestie, and I call her my business bestie to respect other people who actually think they're her best friend. So you'll always hear me call her that, but she is one of my dearest, most special friends that I have in my life, and we have been very close for a very long time. So it's literally like having she's younger than me, but it's like having my mom, just somebody very important to me, coming in here and just kind of reminding you guys that this business is worth it, your family's worth it, you're worth it. So I do want to go down her accolades, and I know her better than 99.9% of the people out there, and I still have to look over to my left because it is a long ass list. She's done a eight. So she's in April 15th, where most people dread that day for tax day, is actually Danielle's Beachbody anniversary. She will be a coach for 9 years on April 15th. You'll have to send her a congratulations on that day because you won't forget April 15th. She's in 98 months of Success Club 10, and girl, I think I am too. I'm at 107 months of Success Club 5, but I just looked yesterday, and I think that I'm at 98 months of Success Club 10 too, so that'd be cool. We'll hit 100 together. She's a Superstar Diamond 2, working very hard to get to 3, which you know that will happen. She's a team leader's been achieved. Which is funny because, you know, it started new this year, but she's been an executive leader ever since they announced that rank on the leadership ladder, which very, very, very few people achieve that rank and hold it. Way less than 15-star and all that stuff. So that's a huge accomplishment. She's a 7-time elite. She won the CEO award through Carl Deichler. And for those of you that are new, may not know, but only one person once a year receives that award from Carl himself. He literally picks what he feels is the coach in the network that exemplifies what being a Beachbody coach is, and she has won that award. She's a CAB member right now, which was a long time hope of hers because the girl's got a mouth and she knows how to represent you guys and to make sure that the network holds true to everything that corporate tells us it's going to do. So she's definitely on our side there. She's a 2-time top 10. I believe again this year working to make that a 3-time top 10 coach, Million Club many, many, many years ago. She's the wife to Darren Natoni, wonderful man, hilarious. If you don't follow him on Instagram, you need to follow him. Mother of 2, Adriana and Bianca. She's a cast member of Asylum 2 and the modifier for Max 30. But those are things that kind of the average person knows that they look her up, but I do want to tell you that she is the most amazing person. When you sit down and talk with her one-on-one, she is a tremendous wife to her husband. There is a reason that he is so madly in love with her, and she is the best mom to her 2 kids. As busy as she makes them feel very special. And she's also the thing that most people, she didn't even put in her list of accolades, but I want you guys to know, how do you judge good leadership is by looking at the team. And she can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she has 12 elite coaches on her team. 12. That's pretty impressive, which goes to show her leadership and how she leads by example. And then she's just the best success partner I could ever ask for, being the loner that I was for many years. She's been a godsend for me. So Danielle, I'm going to let you take the reins and pour your beautiful heart into my team. Thank you.
Well, that was the best intro I've ever had in 9 years of coaching. And so what I'd like to request from now on is when I speak, whether it's at Summit or at Leadership, forget about Doug or Arno, you should introduce me because that was awesome. And, you know, I could go on and on. I think you guys all know how lucky you are to have Melissa. You want to talk about someone who's similar in age but feels like a mom. I really do feel like Melissa has watched me grow up in this business and grow into the woman that I am and that I continue to be. So I do not take it lightly that, one, she trusts me to work side by side with her, but 2, that she trusts me to talk to all of you guys. So she jokes that I can yell at you for 15 minutes or an hour. And here's the thing. I'm kind of known for tough love. And I won't be yelling at you, but this is no BS. This is no nonsense. So I am going to ask for your permission to just be 100% me. And if I am 100% me, then what's going to come across, I hope, is the realization that you absolutely can do this, that I am no more special or talented than you, and that if you want this business to work, you can make that happen. It may come with an F-bomb every once in a while. I will monitor it. But you gave me permission, even though you didn't know it, because a lot of you don't have your screens on, which I'll just tell you, on my team, that means I assume you're naked. So on my team, on our team calls, when you don't have your video screen on, I assume you are naked Zooming. And I will just say that I heard a very disturbing story from Moira Kusaba and Robbie Carter about a naked Zoom incident. And so if you are truly naked, please leave your screen off. But the other thing is that it won't be 15 minutes. I am very long-winded, which is why when she said I have a big mouth and should be on cab, it is very hard for me to stay quiet. So I actually am also a former elementary school teacher. For those of you that don't know my story, I'm not going to go into my story tonight. My story is an entire call in and of itself. But I will just tell you that I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. I did not come into this business, I came into this business at the very bottom. Let's just say that. I came into it, no money, no idea of the company, very different marriage, very different life. And so everything that I have achieved, I just poured into it with hard work and elbow grease. So today I'm going to give you the 10 reasons why your business may be stuck. And originally, so Bianca's broom is right across the hall and she's here. So I'm not going to scream out what the title of this was originally, but it was originally the 10 reasons why your business is stuck as, but I'm not, we're just going to keep it cute. So, and you might be thinking, well, my business isn't stuck. Then this isn't for you. This is for the coach who comes to you and wants a call because they're like, oh, my business is stuck. And I want you to be able to realize these different things and kind of go through them. So here we go. And I do lists because I'm a former teacher and teachers like lists. So number one reason why, oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. I have also 10 reasons why your business, why you won't hit diamond, but that's not the list that we want. So, okay, that's okay. Don't panic, Danielle. Not a problem. I've got the list somewhere. Hold on. Great. We're going to go rogue. Okay. I think I know him anyway. So the number one reason why your business is stuck is because your upline sucks. She does. Now, your upline doesn't because it's Melissa. And you're like, well, if my coach is coming to me, I don't suck. So clearly that's wrong. But how many times have you or some other coach that you know has blamed their lack of success on their upline? Or you've even taken a message and interpreted it that a coach thinks that you're the reason that they're not progressing forward. I'll give you an example. I actually had this happen today. One of my newer coaches messaged me and said, hey, I see that Tanya's doing a new coach academy. Like, do you do that? Because I haven't been put in one of those. And immediately, my brain went, well, what have you done? Like, sitting over here blaming me on why you're not successful. Now, she may very well have just been like, genuinely inquiring. But that's exactly where my mind went to. So maybe you have had that before where a coach said something and you immediately went to this place of, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough. They think that I'm the reason they're not successful. But here's the reality. Whether or not you did one single thing for your team, they could be successful if they wanted to. That is the bottom line. You just heard Melissa say that I have 12 elite coaches on my team, one of which who's the top coach in the network, the other of which is the number 3 coach in the network, all of which were in the top 100. Like ballers. I didn't do any of it. I had nothing to do with it. Whether or not I was there, they would have achieved that. And I firmly believe that. This business is solely up to the coach. That is why we are independent Team Beachbody coaches. Independent Team Beachbody coaches, because this business solely relies on what we do. You are very fortunate that Melissa has a university for you and that she does these calls and that she gives you trainings, but you don't need any of that. Everything that you need is on Google. Everything that you need is on YouTube. And even beyond that, everything you need is just in your ability to go out there and talk to people. This business is not that complicated. It takes hard work. For sure. Do not let anyone tell you that hard work is not required, because it is. But it's not complicated. That's your job every single day. It's not brain surgery. It's not astrophysics. It is literally working out and talking into the phone. And I understand that that is scary, and I'm also not trying to deflate that. But it is not that complicated. So you have to get out this idea that, or your coaches need to let go this idea that they need the perfect script. And if only you gave them the perfect script. Here's the thing. There is no perfect script. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So there is no perfect script. I could give you every single script that I use, or every template that I use, or everything that I say, and that may not land one single one of your people, and vice versa. So there's no perfect script. And yes, you could go through every training there is, but I can't tell you how many coaches train and train and train and watch video after video after video. And what do? Nothing. I literally had a girl sign up last night at like 10 p.m. I woke up to 2 emails this morning, and she was like, I signed my husband. Oh, and I also signed my sister. Do you think I'm going to be Emerald? And then before I could even respond, she sent another email that said, wait, there's some girl under me now. What does that mean? I'm like, where are you? Who are you? How do I find more of you? Right? It's not me. So we all need to get out this idea. Like, yes, this is amazing. Please don't get it twisted. The community is amazing. The trainings are amazing. But your upline is like a parent, or you as an upline is a parent. Today, we just figured out exactly what dorm room and what dorm room number Adriana will be at the University of Arkansas next year. And as much as I'd like to make sure that her little butt's up for class every single day, I cannot hold her hand and walk her to school anymore, because my job was to give her good skills so that she could spread her wings and fly on her own. Somebody's unmuted. And the same is true for coaching. When someone comes on, if I hold their hand the entire time, guess what I have? I have a coach 2 years in asking me things that they could find out in the FAQ or by Google or by YouTube. And guess what? Those are never the successful coaches. The successful coaches are like, get out of my gosh darn way. And when I need you, I will ask a question. So my question to you is which one of those are you? Are you the self-starter? Are you the independent Team Beachbody coach? Are you the CEO of your business? Because also, don't get this twisted. You cannot call yourself a girl boss if every time you have a question, you're like, so Melissa, the ultimate portion fix. So exactly when does that go on sale? You cannot call yourself a girl boss if you're asking those kinds of questions. And I'm not telling you to not ask questions, but you see the difference, right? A CEO says, I'm going to figure out what to do. And if I can't figure it out, then I'll ask you. An employee says, tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, why to do it. And if that's you, that's okay. But you need to know that, because employees don't become elite coaches. Employees don't become superstar coaches. Employees typically don't replace their income and bring home their spouse. CEOs do. So if you are someone who's like, you know what, this is fun and I just want a little bit of extra fun money, cool. That's totally cool. But then it's not on your upline. So you guys are lucky. You have the Melissa McAllister as your upline. So I know that this isn't a problem for you. But chances are you're going to have a coach who gets stuck at Emerald, who is going to say it's all your fault. And you're going to believe them for a moment, because we all do. I still do. I guarantee you Melissa still does. Like, we have those moments. I had a literal morning meltdown on the cruise because I had a moment of like, I don't do enough. I don't do enough for my team. They don't, like all the things. Like, I still have those same fears. I am still made to feel sometimes like it's my fault that these people aren't successful. If only I did X, Y, Z, then they would be successful. But it's not true. Lindsay Matway, she didn't have anyone paving the way for her. Do you think her business is hurting in any way, shape, or form? All the most successful people in the business, most of them will tell you, none of them are going to say, yeah, I really did nothing. I did nothing. It was totally my upline. Like, if it weren't for my upline, I wouldn't be here. So just know, whether it's somebody putting that on you or you're secretly thinking, if only you had the most perfect tools, that both of those things are wrong, and release that and truly become a CEO and teach your people to be CEOs. Because let me be clear, if you handhold very tightly from the very beginning, you set the precedent of the relationship. And that will be the speed of the relationship the entire time. And it will be very hard for you at some point to pull back those reins. You need to set the precedents from the very beginning that you will pick them up when they fall. You will celebrate them when they rise, but that you are not their boss. You are their upline who is there to sponsor them and support them. Okay. I don't know that I'm going to have 10 because I can't find my original list. So we're just going to go with what I think are the reasons why your business is stuck and what I can remember. So the next reason is because you are half-assing your workouts. So if you follow me on social media, then you know that one of my hashtags this year has been to use your whole ass, all of it, the whole thing. And I had joked with Lauren, I think on a call previously, that I'm like, and Lauren is using all of it. Like, and she is like dancing and using all of it. But here's the thing. Nothing irritates me more when a coach comes to me and says that their business is stuck, or they feel like they're not rank advancing and their business isn't growing. I'm like, oh, really? Cool. What program are you doing? Well, we are a health and fitness company first. And don't you ever forget it. You do not have to have six-pack abs. Arguably, Melissa and I have to work really hard to be likable. Nobody likes the tall, thin girls with six-pack abs and good-looking husbands and big houses. Nobody likes those girls. We have to work really hard to be relatable. So I'm not saying you have to have the perfect body, but you do have to be proof our products work. That is a vital behavior for a reason. And being proof our products work is not going, okay, so today I'm going to do PIO, and tomorrow I'm going to do lift 4, and on Wednesday I'm going to do transform 20, and I really actually don't really like this workout, so I think what I'm going to do is like sub in. See, the person on the other end of social media, that to them is like when you walk into the gym and you're like, what do I do with all this equipment? Where do I start? Where do I go? Right? Have you ever felt that when you walked into a gym? You're like, I don't know what to do with the equipment. That's why group fitness is so enticing for a lot of people. Well, when you dabble here and there, forget about your own results. What you tell to the other person on the side of social media is that we don't give you a plan. When you follow a program from start to finish, the way the trainer intended, you show the person on the other side of social media, oh, so it's really that easy. I just follow the calendar. And I follow the trainer and they tell me what to eat. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay, great. That seems really simple. Cool. That's why people buy trainers. Trainers are stupid expensive. Like a cheap gym, they're like $75 for a 45-minute session. Why? Because someone's like, I don't know how to use these machines. So they spend $75 for 45 minutes for some guy who's probably on his phone the whole time, but simply because they wanted someone to go, you're going to do this many reps on this machine, then you're going to do this many reps on that machine. And when you follow one of our programs from start to finish, what you show someone is like, okay, they're telling me how many reps to do on every machine. That's the correlation. The second reason is because if you can't get results, I don't trust that I will. People want to know, did it work for you? And will it work for them? You have to be proof our products work. We don't just put that in there because we're like, oh yeah, if we say that, you have to buy all our products. We put that in there because that is what sells. That's why transformation pictures are so important. I was really grateful and thankful that I'm so consistent. I listened to the National Wake Up Call with Ashley Laughlin on the cruise right after it happened. And I'm glad I did. Hopefully you listened to it because you're in the habit of listening to the National Wake Up Call. But she gave me a shout out randomly. And I was like, oh. And the shout out was because I show my consistency in my maintenance, even though I don't have that technical side-by-side transformation. But I always show a before and I always show an after, even though there's no difference, because I want people to know that this has been working for me for almost 9 years. This works for me. And if it works for me, it can work for you. And the third reason that following a program is so important is its skill transfer. If you can press play every single day on your workout, you can press play on your business. It's skill transfer. I can't tell you the number of coaches on my team who 80-day obsession changed their business. Not because the loops and sliders are some genius thing like that Autumn invented. It's been around for forever. Why? When people committed to 80 straight days of workouts, 80 straight days of proper nutrition, 80 straight days of sharing that journey on social media, guess what happened? Their business, they were more in tune with their business. They were more organized. It's skill transfer. Emily Falver on our team, number 3 coach in the network. That's what built her business. She was a coach for 4 years. Nobody knew who she was. She was a diamond, stuck at diamond for 4 years. Decided to do 80-day obsession, 2AT, the way it was designed, containers and all. And y'all may not be a container team because Melissa's not. But guess what? Some people need the containers. And so she needed that. She showed it. And guess what happened? Her business exploded. And she was one of the fastest people to ever become superstar diamond. Literally happened in less than 6 months. All because she committed to a workout program. And so many coaches dismiss that. They want to skip over that part. But don't get it twisted. Nobody wants a coach who can't coach themselves. Let that sink in for a minute. Nobody wants a coach who can't coach themselves. If I'm out there searching, like if I'm at, let's go back to the gym reference. If you lined up 10 personal trainers for me to choose from, which one am I going to choose? I'm going to choose the one who looks like they've got their shit together. I am going to choose the one who looks like, now they may not be the most ripped, but I can tell they're athletic. I can tell they're caring. I can tell they're on time and punctual and clean and they have got things figured out. So when you do a program from start to finish, you're showing that person on the other end of social that you can coach yourself. Because I don't want a coach who's a hot mess express. You know, it actually makes me cringe when coaches are constantly like, I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess. I'm like, well, if you're a hot mess and I'm a hot mess, why do I want to pick you as my coach so we can be hot messes together and just be even messier? I want someone who's got some shit figured out. So if right now you're like, oh, my business isn't where it should be, I question, how committed are you to your workouts? And if you're like, oh no, girl, I do them every day, but do you? Do you really? Are you on break? There's a little 30-second recovery. You're on the phone, right? Like you could do your workout and have your phone in airplane mode. I promise you won't die. I record my workout. I record it. I leave it on. And then I cut it up after. And I upload it after. So are you really doing your workouts? Or are you half-assing it? Same is true for your coaches. So if you have a coach who tells you, oh, you know, Marissa, I really want this. I want to be elite. Ask them, what program are you doing? What day are you on? Are you doing the nutrition? Are you posting about it every single day? Did you miss a workout? How many times did you have to restart? Because I'm sorry, we're a health and fitness company first. And so when you half-ass your workouts, you half-ass your business and you get half-ass results. You want this thing to explode, you got to use your whole ass. Got to put it all in there, baby. All right. Whew, I'm getting hot. It's burning up in here. And yeah, I'm still in my workout outfit from this morning. Get over it. Get into it. That's how we operate around here. Okay, so the next reason why your business might be stuck, I just don't really get social media. It is 2019. It is no longer cute in any way, shape, or form for someone to say they don't get social media. Your mom is on social media. They can figure it out. Okay? So here's the deal. Whether you like it or not, social media is a predominant part of your business. And yes, early on, you're going to start with your warm market and you're going to talk to people who already know, like, and trust you. And you're going to continue to do that throughout your journey. But if you don't build on social, you will stay small. You will never grow to scale. The network marketers of today, man, if I had to go back in time, pre-social media and be a network marketer, I don't know that I'd want that. I don't know that I would be as good as I am now. I don't know that I would want to have to rent out conference rooms and throw up PowerPoints and have flip charts and go to door and literally open up the phone book. Those were these yellow things, and they had names of people in them and businesses, but that's what people had to do. Now, right here, while you're making dinner, you have access to legitimately the entire world. And here's what's amazing about that, of your tribe, because not everybody will connect with me. I mean, I'm pretty funny, I think, but not everybody likes that. Case in point, the girl who did not get my humor yesterday in my post when I said running is complete bullshit. And she messaged me how offended she was and how rude I am and how she could not believe that I would say something so offensive. Clearly, you don't get my humor. Totes fine. She can go find someone else, and she will. That's the beauty of social media. I get to find the people who think my husband's weird photo where he cropped Joel Freeman's head and put it in a circle thinks that's funny. And if you're not what is that? Go look it up. It was the funniest post ever. But here's the thing. Social media is part of your job. And that means figuring out how it works. That means spending a little time understanding it. That means putting down Girl Wash Your Face from time to time and picking up a book about social media. That means not listening to all the fluffy duffy podcasts all the time and listening to Social Media Examiner and understanding and really deep diving into what are the trends on social, because it is part of your business. It's part of your business. Here's the deal. I don't know about you, but Facebook Memories reminds me every single day just how terrible I was at social media. I'm oh, okay, that's what I used to post 8 years ago. All right. The only way you get better is by experimenting, but experimenting on purpose. If I just kept doing the same things, I'm still constantly testing. I use this app called When to Post. It's a free app, and it just tells you your 3 best times every single day based on your users' analytics. So I already know for tomorrow, if I pull up my app, okay, so tomorrow is Friday. My 3 best times tomorrow are 6:15 a.m., 8:15 a.m., or 6:45 p.m. Who knew? Friday night. Big time for my people. That may not be the time for your people. How did I know about this app? I was researching. I had come across an article and this popped up. You have to commit to not just using social media, but to learning about it. It is part of your course curriculum, so to speak. It is part of your personal and business development. And when we hear personal development, we think, oh, girl, wash your face. Girl, you're a badass. All the stuff that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. And that's great. But every other book, you should be alternating in skill development. Skill development is things like trends on social media, how to be a better storyteller, what are the health and fitness trends right now, what does it mean to be a fat burner, or what are the trends about intermittent fasting, or why YouTube versus Vimeo. These are the things that you need to be learning about. And if you're I don't want to, then you don't want this business bad enough, because business owners take the time to research ways to better build their business. You have two basically social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Sure, there's Twitter and there's YouTube and there's Bianca's trying real hard to get me on TikTok, though I think I could be good at it. She explained it to me on the way home. We'll see. I'll let you know. I mean, it's all about lip syncing, and I don't know if you've ever seen me lip sync. Anyway, but basically you have two, Facebook and Instagram. And really you have one, Instagram, because Facebook's a little bit on like the, right? Okay, so you commit to one. You commit to every day really looking at your analytics, exploring, okay, I posted this. This did not get as many likes as I thought. Why? Was it the time of day? Was it the caption? Was it, the picture I posted? Could I have had better quality? Maybe I saw Melissa post the other day. Was it Melissa? No, it was Janelle. Janelle posted that she was finally going to try this whole preset thing where I'm like, I don't feel like doing that, right? Like you have to experiment and decide. And then you have to look at your actual analytics. How many males to females do you have? I would have told you before looking at my analytics that my average audience member was probably my age, like 35 to 40. Do you want to know that actually I have a larger population of 25 to 35-year-olds that follow me? It must be because I look so young. Just kidding. Who knows why? But that's important information to know, right? I only have 14% males who follow me. So do I really care if men like my posts? Nope. Want to also know what's interesting? My husband has only 14% or 16% men who follow him. So he's actually speaking to the men through their women. When was the last time you looked at your Facebook analytics? Do you know how many followers you're losing on average daily? You're going to lose and gain, but is it coming in big sweeps? When was the last time you actually grew and move up in numbers? These are things you have to be mindful for and looking at. So when a coach comes to me and says, and I had one 2 days ago, email me, I'm doing everything you said. That's my coach voice, by the way. I'm doing everything you said. I'm doing all my workouts and drinking my shake and posting in my stories. But I don't really see any growth. So I said to her, how often are you going live on Instagram or posting to your IGTV? Well, I don't really know what you mean. Like live, like in stories. I stopped the conversation. I didn't even write her back. I needed a day. Because I'm like, I cannot, to me, that's not okay. What do you mean? Where do you find Instagram Live? Again, no longer cute. You are a business owner. That is like somebody who owns, a brick and mortar restaurant saying that they have no idea how to get in contact with the people that bring their produce. Well, that's kind of important. You need to know what day they're delivering it. You need to know what day they're sourcing it, right? It's really the same thing. So don't let someone tell you they don't understand Instagram. I saw on Melissa's thing, she's reading a book about Instagram, even though she's the jam on Instagram, so that she can teach y'all about Instagram. So put down the fluff every once in a while and get into it. Nerd out on all the different. I sat next to Melissa at the airport and I was teaching her. It seems really dumb. I watched a video that my husband found for me. It was 5 Instagram story hacks. It's like how to make rainbow colors in your text. It was how to do this erase away where you could reveal part of the image. How to make a live photo that you just take on your phone, turn that into a boomerang. One was how to make a collage within your stories without using an app, right? And that seems frivolous, right? No, it's not frivolous because these are the tools of the trade. A hairdresser has to go and learn, they can't still be doing the same haircuts they were doing in the 70s because it won't work. And then you wouldn't have a grow out of a troll doll right here, right? They have to learn the new things, the new trends. And so you've got to stay current and do the same. Okay, another reason why your business is stuck does have to do with personal development, which is you're not really reading books. You're just telling people you are. There is a huge difference between, someone messaged me actually the other day, you read books so fast. No, I don't. I really don't. I could. I basically read 15 minutes a day. That gets me through, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 books a month. Really? I don't know. Maybe 2, sometimes 3. That's not that fast. But I see people who are literally, like if I told you to read The Compound Effect when you first joined as a coach and 3 months later you're still reading The Compound Effect, we have a problem. I give you permission to stop reading a book if you don't like it. Seriously. I had someone ask me that the other day. But like, what do you do if a book doesn't speak to you? I stop reading it. It's okay. The book police, hey, spoiler alert, I don't think Girl Wash Your Face is all that big of a deal. I also didn't think You Were Badass is all that big of a deal. I was actually annoyed at how excited everyone was that Rachel Hollis was coming to Summit. I'm like excited she's coming. I'm so glad that people are fired up. But I was also like, really? Like because it didn't speak to me. That's okay. Because obviously it speaks to some people. What matters is that you read the dang book and that you apply what you learn. Here's the other problem with personal development. You're like, okay, well, I want to check the box. My business activity tracker says, did I do my personal development? So I want to put the check next to the box. But then you don't implement anything that you learn. I think it was Shalene who once said years ago that you should set up blocks of implementation time on your calendar, which is literally like a time where you're going to go, okay, these are the 3 things I learned from my book this week. And now I'm going to figure out how to implement them into my life. It's why I do love Audible. I'm always listening to a book as well as reading one. But really the ones I listen to are more the fluff, like things that I know I don't need to actually implement because then I can't write it down and take notes. But when I really want business development, practical development, skill development, those are the books that I read so I can write down and go, okay, here's what I'm going to do today to implement that. Don't just read to read. If you're going to just read to read, don't even do it. Or go back to reading fiction, which is fine. Reading is good for your brain, help you, age well. But don't just read because it's part of the business activity tracker. Don't just read because all the cool kids are doing it. Read because you actually want to get better at this business. Read because you actually want to sit a little bit taller. Read because you actually want to have the confidence to be told no and then to still follow up with that person and turn them into a sale. Read the things that make sense to you. A question that I hate is, so what are your favorite personal development books? Well, here's the thing. What's good for me may not be good for you. Personal development is just that. It's personal. It's what you need at that moment in time in your life. It's what speaks to you. It's why every time I'm at a bookstore or an airport or I hear someone say a book, I buy it. It drives him batty because it's just not the same as Kindle. Because once I finish a book, I need to look at the covers. And then the covers tell me which one I'm going to read. I know that sounds stupid, but it's like, okay, it's like, which one of you am I going to read? Because it's whatever I need in that moment. So like I just started emotional detox. I need that right now because I'm dealing with some stuff with like my parents. Like, so it's like, okay, I need that book. That's what speaks to my soul right now. So when a coach comes to you, that's another thing. 2 questions I ask right away. When a coach is like, oh, my business isn't doing what it should be doing. I'm like, okay, what program are you doing? What book are you reading? And those are usually the well. And when you hear well, it means that they're not really doing something. Well, I was reading Girl Wash Your Face, but what? If you don't like it, close it. Read something else or be in multiple books at a time. Totally okay. How you read, how you consume it, we're not dictating that because, again, you're a CEO. You can read whatever books you want to read. The end. But you have to read because you have to fuel your brain as much as you fuel your body. This business is comprised of smart people. Now, I always say I'm no more special or talented than anyone else, and I do truly mean that. But I'm educated in that every single day I'm learning. Learning is one of our greatest superpowers. It is what separates us from other people. And the people that take the time to constantly learn and grow are the people who are the most successful. I guarantee if you pulled the top 10 right now, our current top 10, there's not a single one who goes, I'm not really reading anything. Just kind of over reading. It's like, it's a lot. No, because when you're successful and you just are like, give me more. If you're old enough to remember like the movie Short Circuit, I'm like Johnny Five. I need more input. Anyway, he was like this robot and he would just read information like super, super fast. So you young people, Google, I don't even know if it would be on Google, but anyway, that's me. I want more input because the more input I have, the more knowledge I have, the better business. Oh, wait, are you taking a selfie, Rachel? Okay, great. Just make sure I'm cute, because a lot of times what you do, which is super annoying, I talk with my hands, clearly, so nobody ever gets a decent screenshot of me on one of these things. And then you post me looking like a serial killer on your Instagram, and you're like, oh my God, I just had the best call with her. And I'm like, and so I just like to, if I see you doing that, I like to freeze frame. I'm like, Melissa always looks like an angel. It's like, right, halo, very Sandra Bullock. And I'm like really like just in it to win it. Okay, so we talked about the fact that it's not your upline's fault. You have to be committed to a workout. You have to understand the ins and outs of social media. You have to constantly be in learning mode. Lauren and Melissa, you guys have both heard me say this. What am I missing? I know I'm missing a bunch. They don't know. Oh, you just want to help people. That's a good one. Love this one. How many times have you heard this one from a coach? Well, I just really want to help people. That's code for I'm not making any money. And so I'm going to legitimize that by saying, I just want to help people. Let me ask you this. Who helps more people? The Emerald coach who hasn't signed a new coach in 2 years, or Melissa? Share numbers. Melissa helps more people. So I always tell my team, if you truly want to help more people, if that's your gig, that's your jam, which I think it is for all of us, build a big business. The bigger your business, the more people you help. The bigger your income, the more impact you can have. And that's true. For some reason, we have gotten it in our mind that we should want to help people for free. Doesn't work that way. If your house is on fire, the fireman comes and he rescues you because he doesn't want you to die. But he still expects a paycheck because that's how he feeds his family. That's the way the world works. And so you should never feel guilty for making an income for helping people. Ever. Not once. Your services are not free. We talked about that this business requires hard work. If you're doing this business right, the amount of time you spend in your challenge groups, the amount of time you spend pouring into your team, of course you should be paid for that. Abso-freaking-lutely. And you shouldn't feel guilty for that. So if you truly want to help people and you're like, I have a heart of service, every challenge pack you sell connects somebody to Shakeology and to workouts. Every time you sell Energize, you get someone hooked on legal crack, and that is awesome. If you truly want to build a big business, you will help more people. Oh, somebody has my list. Awesome. Okay. You're too busy. You're not too busy. Here's the thing. Melissa's going to yell at me. She already knows this, though. I'm not proud of it, but I do not have an assistant. The only thing I have is a cleaning lady that comes to my house once a week, and I still do my own laundry. Okay? I'm not saying that because I'm proud, but I'm saying that because right now I need you to know I am a 2-time Superstar Diamond coach, a 7-time elite, a top 10 coach, a 7-figure-a-year annual income earner. I have 2 kids. I teach group fitness. Like, I do all the things, and I have Egyptian arms. I do all the things, and I do not have an assistant. I dare you to beat me at I'm too busy. And so you're not too busy. It's just not a priority. When people tell you they're too busy, It's not a priority. When I first started this business, I was a full-time elementary school teacher in a very different marriage with 2 small children, teaching like 16 group fitness classes a week. But this business was a priority. And I fitted in every pocket of time that was possible because I knew it was worth it. So you're not too busy. You just don't want it bad enough. And that's okay. I also think it's okay to know, I don't know if any of you watch This Is Us. If you don't, like, find time. I know Melissa doesn't believe in TV, but This Is Us is just like the best show on TV of all time. But there was an episode like these past couple days where, Kevin's dating this girl and she was like, I know for sure I don't want kids. And she stood true to that fact. And he like tried to convince her differently. And she's like, no, I don't want kids. If you know that you don't really want it bad enough, stop saying you do. That's okay. Like if you're like, you know what, I really love, volunteering at my kid's school and, doing my full-time job and, watching TV and doing all the things, and I don't really want to give up any of that, then own that and be a hobby coach and own it. But if this is truly a priority and you truly want to help as many people as possible and you truly want to build an empire out of it, busy will not stand in your way. Busy won't stand in your way. You will just figure out a way to be better with your time management. Now, I don't mean to be a Shalene pusher, but I am obsessed with her push journal. This is my 3rd full one that I am using, and I've already filled out my tomorrow. And what I love about it is every day I have to write down 3 things that I will accomplish for this business, no matter what. So I don't care what you use. If you're really into this, you won't be too busy. You will find a way to get 3 things done in your business every day. Your workout doesn't count. Your shake doesn't count because that goes without saying. Posting on social media doesn't count because that goes without saying. But maybe it's sending out your invites. Maybe you still need to take your Ultimate Portion Fix certification test because you bought the cert, but you haven't taken the quiz yet. Like those types of things, right? You're not too busy. It's just not a priority. You have no friends. You're an introvert. Melissa's introverted. Believe it or not, I actually am. I know you're like, wait, what? You're so loud. Yeah, I am. I'm extremely loud. But I would actually venture to say that Melissa likes being around people more than I do. So I don't know. Like I literally hid in my cruise ship room the whole time. I do not like small groups. I love presenting. I love being on stage. I do not. Like if right now Melissa was like, hey, we're going to go to dinner, but like 4 of the coaches on this team that you don't know are going, I'd be like, oh no, I would get immediate anxiety. So being an introvert doesn't matter. That's just an excuse you say. One of my top coaches, Lori Stewart, could not be quieter. Crushing it. Absolutely killing this business. 6-time elite, superstar diamond, million club, like all the things. She was a top 10 coach before. Being an introvert or having no friends, you have friends. And if you don't, that's what social media is for. All of those coaches you heard that are elite on my team, I didn't know before this business. I found them or they found me on social media. So if you're feeling lonely or like you don't have enough friends, you just have to grow your social. And if you're like, well, I'm trying and my network isn't growing, you need to dive into learning more about Instagram and how to grow your network. But not having friends and being an introvert is not a reason to not build this business. Oh, you really like cookies. So that just goes along the whole line of nutrition. Same as workouts. You cannot. Okay, I'll give you another example. Blown away by the amount of people that were in the smoking section on the boat. There was a smoker section on the deck. And I really wanted to say something. If we weren't on a boat where I couldn't escape them, but I do think I want to say something at Summit. I want to basically say, how dare you? How dare you come on our company cruise and smoke cigarettes? So the same is true with nutrition. Like listen, if you follow me, you know I love French fries and you know I love chocolate. But you're not going to catch me making really bad nutrition decisions on repeat publicly a lot. Because no differently than if I'm half-assing my workouts, if I'm half-assing my nutrition, I'm again saying, we're just really one of those pyramid schemes. I don't really care if you eat healthy. I just want to make money off of you. But when I walk the walk, then people go, okay, this company is legit. They are the total body solution. Okay. They want you to work out. They want you to eat healthy. You can't just drink your shake and then fill your body with toxins the rest of the day. That's It Works. That's that wrap company. That's not us. That's not who we are. And, another one was about your family or your spouse. And here's the deal. Prove them wrong and prove yourself right. They will come around. And if they don't love you the way that you deserve to be loved. They don't. Because if this business is important to you, and I'm guessing it is, then the people who love you most will eventually come around. So, really, I kind of messed all of that up, and I did not do near as good a job as I did when I spoke at Melissa's Diamond Retreat, and I kind of was all over the place. But here's the moral of the story. You are in charge of how successful you are or you are not. And you are in charge of what your goals are. So if you don't want to be an elite superstar diamond coach, fine. But if you do, that's completely in your control. And have you ever really looked at all the people that are superstars? Some of them you're like, really? Like when I wasn't superstar yet, I would look at some of them and I'd go, really? I know that sounds mean, but I think these things. And I just am not afraid to say them out loud. I'll look at some of these people. I'm like, really? Like if they can do it and I haven't done it yet, like what? But it's the truth because everybody connects to somebody different. So if you really do want this, you will make the time. You will commit to your workouts. You will commit to eating clean. You will make this a lifestyle. You will learn about social media and you will pour your whole heart and soul into this business. It's not complicated, but it does require hard work. And I firmly believe that hard work never goes unrewarded. So if you're one of those people who you've kind of been half-assing it, tomorrow morning I want you to wake up differently and go, okay, I am going to do that workout. I'm going to do it full out. I'm going to share every bit of this experience and this journey on social media. And I'm going to actually make my social media my public accountability diary of my journey through my fitness, my nutrition, and this business. So that essentially what I'm doing is a constant sneak peek into what I do. And I'm going to find my tribe and I will make this business work because failure is not an option. And if you live in that, you will make that work because there are people who are way less intelligent as you, way less talented as you, crushing this business more than you are. And you deserve to be able to build this business big. So I think that's all I have.
The thing that keeps going through my mind is, and we always talk about it, or we always hear Danielle, other coaches talk about this, where you have the date you signed up and your actual start date. And I think this call might be some of your guys' true start date, that you really realize that your success is in your own hands and you have everything that you need to be successful. And Danielle just kind of slapped you across the forehead with it, which is exactly what
I think it's just interesting how everyone, when they start, they're like, what do I do? What do I do? You could literally look at nothing, not one single thing in your Coach Online office. And if you just pressed play and drank your shake and talked about it to people, your business would grow. Honestly, then eventually, yes, you'd have to dive into the ins and the outs and learning a little bit more. But I think we overcomplicate this. And I think chances are some of you are overcomplicating this and you're waiting for that magic training that's going to turn things around when really what's going to turn things around is you and your commitment and your consistency and your effort level to this business.
Absolutely. Anything you want to say, Lauren? I see you just doing the preach hands.
I made her, because she did this call for my team, and I made this a requirement because this is something that all new coaches need to hear, because those are all of the common excuses that hold them back from tapping into their greatness. And hearing it from so many people and hearing it again and again, I think, I mean, already Raquel, she wrote notes from when she spoke on our team call, and, hearing it over and over again, I think it's so important because truly this is all ages, all fitness levels. Like if you have a desire to help people, then just effing do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wanted, this is a side note, I just want to, just like our Power Hour on Monday, I just want to give a shout out. If you guys scroll through all the videos and seeing all the moms with their young babies on this call, holding their babies, keeping their babies busy, and still here, that is amazing. So thank you for still being here while you're being a mom. I know that's hard.
That's proof that it's priorities versus busy. And, if it's a priority, and a lot of times mom guilt, people always talk about mom guilt. And why would you be guilty for showing your kid what a great work ethic their mom has and for building an empire right by their side? And so you should never feel guilty for doing that ever.
Right. It's time to close this down, Danielle, but if you can really fast, when somebody, because you did this at Amanda's retreat and you hit the nail on the head where someone said something about feeling guilty about being on your phone all the time. And you had a great response to that.
I basically said, don't get it twisted. There is a huge difference between a mom who's on this scrolling through Pinterest or playing, Candy Crush versus me who's building a multi-million-dollar empire. There is a huge difference. So I do not feel guilty if on occasion while I'm making dinner and my children are sitting right there that I have to get on my phone and respond to something. I do not feel 1 ounce of guilt because this right here, this sends them to college. This right here allows them to play club volleyball. This right here allows me to do all that right beside them while I fly to their volleyball tournaments in different locations, while I'm able to go to Italy for their, 18th birthday. Like this, there's a huge difference. The mom who feels guilt is playing Candy Crush and online shopping. This is my empire. There's a huge difference between that.
Perfect. All right. Well, your head has to be exploding, meeting every single person. And I didn't push send. I'm doing it right now, but I'm sending Danielle a thank you because thank you. This is a great turnout and I really appreciate that. And I knew that she would do that because Danielle is like really sought after when it comes to the tough love and team calls. And so I appreciate you exhausting your day to spend with us. And I appreciate you guys showing up. And the fun thing is she's always at our disposal.
I would do anything. I would do anything for Mel.
Okay, don't get that TikTok thing. I just decided for you. No,
okay, cool. Kidding. All right. Well, I actually have one more call. It's my Diamond Mastermind. So I'm going to go do that. And, but thank you guys so much for letting me talk to you. If you ever need anything, let me know. And if you post a screenshot of me, make sure I don't look like a serial killer.
All right. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.